Fight fans all over the world, it's Daddy P with Slap Pappy Gorilla. What? Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia. Man, I just been it's fight week. It is fight week. And I've been really trying to get up for this fight, man. But it's like, I don't know what it is. I'm just not thrilled about this fight. And everybody is acting in a way that this is a grand fight. And it is. It's a big fight as far as an event. I acknowledge that. But Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, they're both popular. But Ryan Garcia is not, he's not on Tank's level as far as experience. I mean, you'll look at his, okay, he had 23 fights. He's 23-0 with 19 KOs. I understand that. But he hasn't been in those big fights. You know what I'm saying? Tank Davis has the, I don't know. Tank Davis has the experience over him, man. You know, when Tank Davis was 22 years old, he beat Jose Pedraza. He knocked him out. And this is the thing. A lot of people look at Jose Pedraza and say like, oh, yeah, Jose Pedraza is a has-been or whatever. Jose Pedraza was undefeated when Tank Davis fought him. And Tank Davis beat him and became the IBF champion. I think that was what? Super featherweight. You know what I'm saying? The IBF champion. And he was 22 years old at the time. He was the youngest world champion. So, like, he was young becoming a world champion. And then, under big lights, he beat Francisco Fonseca. He knocked him out on the undercard of Mayweather versus Conor McGregor. What bigger event can you be in to knock someone out at that time, the caliber of Francisco Fonseca? And now again, you could ask the question, oh, well, Ryan Garcia beat Francisco Fonseca. Yeah, he ain't beat him for a title. And he ain't beat him when he was undefeated. Tank beat Francisco Fonseca when he was undefeated. Again, this is a different level of fighting. And also, I think, who else was it? Tevin Farmer had beat Francisco Fonseca by the time Ryan Garcia got his hands on him. So it was a good win for Ryan Garcia, but the guy had been tattered and torn. He was damaged goods. Now, Ryan Garcia did fight for an interim championship. He fought for the WBC interim championship against Luke Campbell. That's probably like the biggest really caliber fight that he's had. You know, he don't have that big fight experience, that big lights experience. You know what I'm saying? And in sports, that is a totally different level. You know what I'm saying? That's a different playing field. And Tank Davis is like, man, don't take for granted that he's in these big fight atmospheres and he's doing it over and over again. Don't take that for granted, man, because this is what it's all about. Now, Ryan Garcia has made his name, you know, very popular. And, you know, you got to say Golden Boy has really brought him along as a big name. And then he's done a lot for himself in social media. I give him that, man. Ryan Garcia, the young man, probably has a good future in acting or something, man. Hollywood would gladly take in a Ryan Garcia. He become, you know, some big star. You know what I'm saying? And but as far as boxing, I'm not gonna say he don't have it. The young man is fast. He has some skills now. You know, he's very good, but I don't think he's ready right now for the Tank Davis, because See, a lot of people take for granted and they say, oh, Tank don't have a resume, which is, I mean, it's a little, that's a little shallow to say that, because Tank has fought like all different types of style of fighters. And what that has done for him is it's made him a well-rounded fighter. And what it does is he can pull from different experiences. You know what I'm saying? Like when he fought Isaac Cruz, he messed up his hand. So now he pulled from that. He know how to dig deep when it get tough and, find a way to make it happen. These are experiences for Tank that has made him a well-rounded fighter. You know what I'm saying? And he's fought some legends, some guys that, you say, oh yeah, he's a little past his prime, like Gamboa. Okay, but it was a good experience for him. See, Ryan Garcia, he still needs that, like a couple legends. He faced a couple legends and probably a couple, good, I ain't gonna say journeyman, maybe prospects, but, a couple good contenders, you know what I'm saying, that are real tough. Maybe, you can throw him in, but right now it's just Ryan Garcia needs that, I don't know what he needs. But what I will say is Mayweather did well with Tank. You know what I'm saying? He brought him along well. And I'm glad Tank kind of broke away and he's doing his own thing. So now he's able to have a little more control of his legacy. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, Mayweather did start him off well, and how that they kind of brought him along with the type of fights he was fighting. It was good for his career. Now, when he's ready to spread his wings, this is a good fight for him. But it's just the reason why I can't get up for this fight is because I just kind of feel like it's premature, especially for Ryan Garcia. And it's not really a step up for Tank. Everybody been wanting to see Tank, step up to a different level of fighter. Ryan Garcia is not a different level of fighter for him. Now he hadn't fought anybody that has the combination that Ryan Garcia has with speed and power. Maybe you could say in that sense, but he's fought some guys that are, that's I don't know. Ryan just hadn't fought the type of guys that Tank has fought. I think he needs to fight a couple more tough fights to really see him, kind of within himself get that dig deep, come and get it type of mentality. But I'm not going to count him out. I'm not going to say there's no way that Ryan Garcia can win, because power, when you possess power in boxing, that's always a dynamic that can shine through everything else, and no boxer is a purist. Every boxer makes certain types of mistakes, and some people are saying how all he got is a left hook. Really, man, Tank can be he can get caught with that in certain scenarios. You know what I'm saying? But I know he's been practicing for it since he know that's what Ryan has. He's been, he been coming for that, But I think Ryan does have more than just the left hook. But I think what ends up happening is Tank will pull from his experience. And what people don't give Tank, I feel like give him credit for is his chin. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I'm not going to count Ryan out. I just really feel like that this is not a step up for Tank. And on Ryan Garcia's side, he's not ready. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's a good fight. Though, to me, if it was back in the day, I would say this is a good fight. Because back in the day, they would fight each other more than one time. You know what I'm saying? Tommy Hearns and Leonard, you know, Duran and Leonard, you know what I'm saying? You know, Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, those fights would come back, you know, sometime 2 and 3, 4 times, you know, but, you know, in today's era, man, if what they call the A side, if they win the fight, a lot of times they won't give a person a rematch. They're like, oh man, I beat him, I knocked him out, or I did that, and you know, that's it. I don't see no reason to fight him again. Because, you know, Tank Davis could very well knock Ryan out, man. And then, you know, it could be a good learning experience for Ryan Garcia. And then down the line, Ryan Garcia could come back, you know, when he's kind of peaking and probably would give Tank a better fight or beat him. You know what I'm saying? But if the only way this fight will happen more than one time is if by some freakish way Tank gets knocked out, or if Ryan Garcia win like a close decision, or it's like a robbery or something and Ryan Garcia wins. That's the only way this fight happens again. You know what I'm saying? I believe. You know, like Tank will lobby for a rematch and he'll probably get it. Or he'll get it down the line. But if Tank win this fight, I doubt he'll fight Ryan Garcia again. And, you know, it's more probable that Tank will beat Ryan than Ryan will beat Tank. I mean, like, this spells a win for Tank all day. And Ryan Garcia is the bigger guy, naturally. But even though he's the bigger guy, I mean, you know, he does not have any advantages in this fight, you know, with the weight clause. And I'm not mad at Tank for the weight clause. A lot of people calling him all of this and that. Tank is a smaller guy. He's using his ace. He's using his whole card because he is the days in today's world. You got A side, B side. He's using his whole card. And because he's the naturally smaller guy, you know, yeah. And Ryan Garcia been calling him out. So they say, okay, I give you the fight, but I mean, you're going to have to do it like this, you know. And from what I'm understanding is because Ryan said he didn't want to try to make the 35, you know, weight. Tank say, okay, well, make 36 and you got to weigh in, you know. I don't know. I just feel like, man, without advantage, you know, Tank has the advantages. So, I mean, I just don't see, I don't know. It's not impossible for Ryan to win. And, you know, it is what it is. But I just been having problems, man, trying to get up for this fight. And I feel like it's a good fight. I just don't feel like that big atmosphere fight. To me, and I'm going to be totally honest with you, I'm more pumped for the Devin Haney and Vasyl Lomachenko fight. I'm more pumped for that fight because you have two boxers that's gonna get in there, and you know, maybe I guess I say old school, and maybe it's just I am a fan of the sport of boxing. I'm not a fanboy. I like to see good fights. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like all on one fighter's jock or this particular type of fighters. I like to see good boxing, period. So I don't have to have a knockout every time. Now, this fight, I really feel is going to be a knockout. Tank versus Ryan, it spells knockout all day. So, yeah, it's exciting from that standpoint because you got two guys with power. Then you got Tank has power with the IQ and the experience. Garcia does have some fight IQ. I'm going to give it to him now. He does. And he has power and he's fast, but he does not have the experience, you know. So in this case, you would say, oh, can the good big guy beat the great smaller guy. Sometimes they can impose their will, but I don't see Ryan Garcia having that type of mentality to impose his will by any means win this fight. He hasn't showed me that, and that's why I feel, he needs more experience, because a Ryan Garcia that can impose his will might have an opportunity and a chance, but I don't know if he has that. I don't know. I just haven't seen him in situations where he would have to do that. He's been in situations where he's the guy expected to win. Tank, really the same thing, but at the same time, he has more experience, especially under big lights. So, but with that Loma versus Haney fight, you have a guy that's a little, I ain't gonna say long in the tooth, he just a little older. When he was Devin's age, or probably around that age, yeah, he probably would have, it would be probably a different fight. But he's still Lomachenko. He's still Lomachenko. And then Devin Haney is, the young guy that's up. He's more than just up and coming. He's a champion. But at the same time, he's very quick, he's agile, and he's fundamentally sound, So we'll see how that goes. But at the same time, to me, that I'm just more pumped for that fight. And that fight, very well could not end in a knockout or something, but it'll be a good fight for boxing purists, people who just like to see good boxing, But it's fight week. Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. Tank Davis is 28-0 with 26 KOs. And, I don't know, man. I just feel like Tank all day. Ryan Garcia, I give him a chance by way of his tenacity. He does have tenacity. And I just think that, if he had a couple more years, with a couple good fights in him, he would be more ready for a guy like Tank. Tank is explosive, man, and powerful. And people do not give Tank credit where it's due. Tank is because he knocks people out, a lot of people feel like he's kind of like a knockout artist, but Tank can box, man, and his boxing IQ is impeccable. His reflexes is impeccable. You know what I'm saying? He's the type of fighter, man, you can't do the same thing more than one time and feel like, you're gonna get him out of there. The thing I see in him, similar to, I'm not saying he's a Mayweather style of fighter. He's closer to Pretty Boy Floyd. Not Money Mayweather, but Pretty Boy Floyd. But, you could see flashes of that. You could tell Mayweather been working with him, man. But, he is the type of guy that he's going to see you do something, he's going to exploit it. You're not going to exploit him and think that, I'm going to try this early in the fight, and later in the fight, maybe when he's tired, I can try this. Nah, you go get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Tank works, man. Tank is a very smart guy, and I just hate to see that people not seeing this, And I think that as time goes along, as he continue to move up in levels of fights, people will see that. And, a lot of people didn't give Floyd the credit he was due until he retired. Until he stopped fighting, but you have to go and look at, Floyd, man. That's a different level of guy. And, with what he's been doing with Tank, man, look, y'all think it's a game, but Tank is a it's not just Floyd. This guy seemed like he was naturally gifted, but you know, when you work with a guy that was naturally gifted like Floyd and then knows the stuff that Floyd knows, you know, you got a monster in Tank, man. Tank is a monster in this game. And he's a smaller guy, but he's still a monster in this game. Play with it if you want to. But this is Daddy P, Slap Happy Gorilla. Go ahead and slap that like button. Hey, hit that bell icon and, you know, subscribe to the channel. Get this money is coming down the pipe. We gonna do that next month on the Loma versus Devin Haney fight where you can win $100, man. So go ahead and you know, subscribe to the channel. You have to be a subscriber. And we gonna do that next month, man. Y'all stay tuned. Daddy P got it coming down the pipe, and I'm signing off.